السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to Voice of Ruh. In this vast universe, nothing happens by accident. Every meeting, every separation, and every connection is written by Allah long before we experience it. There is a beautiful belief in Islam. Somewhere in this world, someone's destiny is tied to yours. Allah has already written that two souls will meet, and until that day comes, life keeps sending subtle reminders, repeating signs that whisper, "This person is out there, searching for you." Allah reminds us in the Quran, "And of everything we have created pairs, that you may remember." Quran 51:49. This verse is not only about creation in general, but also about human relationships. Our hearts long for companionship, for someone who completes us. That longing is not a weakness. It is part of Allah's design. Think about it. How many times have you felt like life kept showing you the same patterns? Maybe through recurring dreams, repeated encounters, or reminders in conversations and sermons. These are not coincidences. They are Allah's way of telling you that your path is already written, and the story of your heart has a chapter waiting to unfold. In this video, we will explore why Allah allows these signs to repeat, the wisdom behind the waiting, and how you can recognize when someone is truly written for you. Because if Allah has destined someone for you, no matter how long it takes, no distance, no trial, and no delay can prevent the meeting that He has decreed. In Islam, nothing is random. Every encounter, every smile, and every goodbye carries the weight of Allah's divine decree, qadr. When you meet someone, even if it seems small or insignificant, it is part of a greater plan. Some people enter your life to teach you a lesson, some to test your patience, and some to stay forever. Behind all of it is Allah's perfect wisdom. Allah says in the Quran, "And among His signs is that He created for you from yourselves mates, that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who give thought." Quran 30:21. This verse teaches us that marriage, companionship, and even attraction are not just emotions. They are signs from Allah. They are proofs that Allah Himself orchestrates connections between hearts. Think about it. How many people have you crossed paths with in your life? Teachers, strangers, friends, colleagues. Each encounter had a purpose, even if you didn't realize it at the time. Some taught you kindness, others hurt you so you could grow stronger, and some left an impact so deep that it shaped who you are today. But there is something unique about the one Allah has written for you. Until you meet them, He may send repeated reminders through similar experiences, familiar emotions, or even recurring coincidences. Why? To prepare your heart, to remind you that your journey is not aimless. That person is also walking their own path, guided by Allah. And one day, your paths will merge. The divine wisdom is clear. Allah allows your life to be filled with encounters, but the one meant for you will never pass you by. Just as the river flows to the sea, your soul will be guided to its pair at the perfect time. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, does not leave His servants in confusion. When a person is meant for you, when two souls are destined to meet, He often places signs along the way, reminders that guide you, strengthen your faith, and prepare your heart for the eventual union. These signs are not always loud or obvious. Many times they are gentle, subtle, and deeply spiritual. 1. Repeated dreams. One of the most common signs comes through dreams. You may see a face, a presence, or even a symbolic vision that recurs over and over. The Prophet ﷺ said, A good dream is from Allah. Sahih al-Bukhari. While not every dream has meaning, recurring dreams that bring peace to the heart can sometimes serve as a reminder that someone is written in your destiny. 2. Strange coincidences. Sometimes you keep experiencing chance encounters, hearing the same name, or crossing similar paths in unexpected ways. These repetitions are not mere accidents. They are gentle nudges from Allah reminding you that destiny is unfolding. For example, hearing about marriage in a khutbah right when you are doubting, or meeting people who constantly remind you of companionship. 3. Spiritual attraction. Unlike worldly attraction, which is based on appearance or status, this is an attraction of the soul. You feel a connection that is deeper than words, something that cannot be explained logically. Your heart feels drawn not just to the person, but to the tranquility you sense when you think of them. This is a sign that Allah has placed a unique bond between your souls. 4. Tranquility of the heart. The greatest sign from Allah is sakina, inner peace. When you think about this person or pray for them, your heart does not feel restless or doubtful. Instead, it feels calm, safe, and reassured. The Prophet said, "The souls are like gathered soldiers. Those that recognize one another will be in harmony, and those that do not recognize one another will be in conflict." Sahih Muslim. These signs are not meant to make you chase someone desperately, but to remind you that Allah is in control. They are whispers of divine mercy, telling you, be patient. What is written for you is already coming. Your soul has a companion, and until you are united, these reminders will continue. The repetition of certain signs in your life is not a coincidence. It is a message. When Allah has destined someone for you, He allows reminders to reappear in different ways until the time of union arrives. You might feel like the same themes follow you everywhere. You hear the same advice, the same verses, or the same stories that all point toward love, patience, and destiny. This is because Allah wants you to stay aware. He knows how easily the human heart can become distracted by worldly desires, temporary relationships, or doubts. So He keeps placing these reminders before you, as if to say, do not forget. I've written someone for you. Stay steadfast, for the meeting will come at the right moment. For example, you might repeatedly come across lectures or khutbahs about marriage right when you are losing hope. Or perhaps you keep meeting people who remind you of certain qualities you are meant to value. Sometimes, even in solitude, you feel the urge to make dua for someone you haven't met yet. These are not accidents. They are divine whispers of reassurance. The reason it continues is because the story has not yet reached its climax. Until the day Allah decides to unite you with the one He has written for you, He may allow these patterns to reappear in your life. They are not meant to frustrate you, but to strengthen your faith. Just as the sun rises every day until the appointed time of sunset, these signs will repeat until the appointed day of your union. And when that day comes, every repetition will suddenly make sense. You will realize that Allah was preparing your heart all along. One of the greatest lessons in life and faith is understanding that Allah's timing is always perfect. We live in a world where people want quick answers, instant results, and immediate comfort. But Allah does not rush. He knows when your heart is ready, when your soul is prepared, and when your life is in the right position for the meeting He has written for you. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "O you who have believed, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Quran 2:153. This verse is a treasure for those waiting for their destined partner. It teaches that patience is not just about waiting, It is about trusting. It is about believing that Allah's plan is better than our own and that He knows what we do not know. Sometimes you may feel the pain of delay. You might watch others get married, start families, and move forward in life while you are still waiting. But remember, delay does not mean denial. Allah may be protecting you from heartbreak, shaping you into the person you need to become, or preparing your future spouse in ways you cannot see. The Prophet said, "Know that if the whole nation were to gather together to benefit you with something, they would not benefit you except with what Allah had already written for you." Tirmidhi. This hadith is a reminder that what is meant for you will never miss you. No force in the world can take away what Allah has decreed for your life. Patience is not weakness. It is strength. It is choosing to trust Allah's wisdom when your heart feels restless. It is believing that when the right time comes, the meeting will feel effortless, natural, and divinely blessed. Just as a flower blooms only in its season, love written by Allah blossoms at the perfect time. Before Allah unites two souls, He often tests them. These trials are not punishments, they are preparations. They refine the heart, purify the intentions, and strengthen the faith of both individuals, so that when they finally meet, they are ready to value and protect the bond written for them. The Prophet ﷺ said, "When Allah loves a servant, He tests him." Tirmidhi. This means the hardships you face before meeting your destined partner may actually be signs of Allah's love. Through loneliness, broken friendships, or failed relationships, Allah is teaching you resilience and clarity. He is showing you what is temporary, so you recognize what is eternal. Many people experience heartbreak or disappointment before finding the one Allah has written for them. At first, these moments feel like loss, but in reality, they are lessons. Each pain removes illusions. Each failure builds patience. And each separation prepares you to appreciate the gift of true companionship. Sometimes, the trial is not external, but internal. You may struggle with impatience, doubts, or even jealousy when you see others moving ahead in life. These inner battles are also tests, shaping your character and reminding you to depend only on Allah. Remember, gold must go through fire before it shines. In the same way, your heart must go through trials before it is ready to love purely for the sake of Allah. And once you have endured these tests with patience, the sweetness of the eventual union will taste even greater, because you will know how much you had to go through to reach it. When Allah finally brings together two souls that He has written for one another, the result is a union unlike any other. It is not based only on desire or attraction. It is rooted in tranquility, mercy, and divine blessing. The Quran beautifully describes this. Good women are for good men, and good men are for good women. Quran 24:26. This verse reminds us that Allah pairs people in harmony with their faith, values, and character. Such a union carries a special kind of peace. It is not free from challenge, but it is built upon the foundation of sakina, a deep sense of calmness that Allah places between two hearts. This peace cannot be faked, and it cannot be replaced. It is a sign that the relationship is not just a worldly attachment, but a connection blessed by the Creator. Look at the example of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Khadija radiallahu anha. Their marriage was filled with trust, support, and mercy. She was his greatest supporter, the first to believe in his mission. And he loved her so deeply that even after her passing, he remembered her with affection and loyalty. Their love was not ordinary. It was divinely inspired. The beauty of such a union is also in its resilience. While worldly relationships may fade when tested, a bond written by Allah only grows stronger through trials. The couple prays together, forgives one another, and reminds each other of Allah. Their love becomes a form of worship, a way of earning Allah's pleasure. This kind of love is not fleeting, it is eternal. It extends beyond this world into the hereafter. Imagine standing in Jannah, hand in hand with the one Allah destined for you, knowing that your patience and faith brought you together both in this life and in the next. That is the true beauty of a union written by Allah. Knowing that Allah has already written someone for you does not mean you should sit idle and wait. Preparation is part of faith. Just as a farmer plants seeds before expecting a harvest, you must prepare your soul, your character, and your life before Allah grants you the gift of a destined partner. 1. Strengthen your relationship with Allah. The best way to prepare for the right person is to become close to the one who controls hearts. Perform your prayers on time, recite Quran regularly, and increase in dhikr. When your connection with Allah is strong, He will guide your steps and bring the right person at the right time. 2. Purify your heart. Remove toxic habits, past attachments, and negative traits. The Prophet said, "Women are married for 4 things: their wealth, their lineage, their beauty, and their religion. So choose the religious one. May your hands be rubbed with dust." Bukhari and Muslim. This hadith teaches us that the foundation of a lasting marriage isn't looks or status, but piety and sincerity. 3. Make dua with sincerity. Ask Allah specifically for what you want in a spouse, but also ask Him to grant you what is best. Dua is powerful. It shapes destiny while keeping you humble before Allah. The Prophet himself would pray for guidance in all matters, showing us that no decision, especially marriage, should be taken without turning to Allah first. 4. Build good character. Kindness, patience, honesty, and humility are qualities that attract divine blessings. A good spouse is also searching for someone with these traits. By working on yourself, you not only please Allah, but also prepare yourself to be the kind of person your future partner will need. Preparation is not about changing who you are to be loved. It is about becoming the best version of yourself for the sake of Allah. And when the day comes, you will realize that all the effort you made was not just for your spouse, but for your own soul. Life is not a series of random events. Every heartbeat, every delay, every repeated sign carries the mark of Allah's wisdom. If someone is written for you, then no distance, no obstacle, and no trial can prevent your meeting. Until that day arrives, Allah may continue to send reminders, dreams, coincidences, lessons, and even tests to prepare your heart for the moment of union. Remember the beautiful truth. What is meant for you will never pass you by, and what passes you by was never meant for you. This belief should fill your heart with peace, because your story is not in your hands. It is in the hands of the Most Merciful. Trust His plan, even when you cannot see the full picture. So keep your faith strong, be patient, keep praying, work on yourself, and leave the rest to Allah. Because when the time comes, you will look back and realize that every repetition, every delay, and every trial was part of a greater plan leading you exactly where you were meant to be. Your story will not end in loneliness. It will end in the victory of finding the one Allah has written for you. At the start, before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more reminders that strengthen your faith and bring you closer to Allah's wisdom. At the end, if this message touched your heart, give this video a like, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more Islamic reminders. May Allah guide you to what is written for you, and may your story end with peace and victory.